how's it going, everyone? Alright, so today's video is going to be another episode showcasing the Ren-Nu program for treatment and management of polycystic kidney disease. If you would like to learn more or have any questions, I will place that link directed to there down below in the description of this video. And I'm pretty much going through this course. Once again, thank you so much to Melina Messing for allowing me to showcase this course to the public. It's a phenomenal course that is very self-educating, and you can take these lessons with you for the rest of your life and to really manage and treat your polycystic kidney disease. I have treated my PKD using these remedies of low-carb ketogenic diets from a standard, very much animal-based, or rather, I should say carnivore-based style ketogenic diet, very high in animal protein, up to as much as 80-85% of my daily proteins coming from animal sources. Some people tend to go a little lower, some will even go a little higher, but very dominant in animal sources. You can also do a vegan ketogenic diet as well too. Or you could just really go all carnivore and do a carnivore diet to really treat PKD. I've seen phenomenal results, and it's very simply by just staying consistent and really understanding that your food choices matter and also how they matter to your biological makeup in your system, your body. So week number 4, I also have a playlist as well too. I'll go ahead and do that as the top pinned comment and also in the description as well too. If you are looking for some very well-rounded polycystic kidney disease Facebook groups, Dr. Thomas Wimes, his Facebook group link is down below. Not to mention another great ketogenic PKD community is also down below in the description too. So this week, for week 4, is basically all about fat. And this is a very controversial subject because for the longest time, and people still to this day really believe that fat is the enemy, and yet you should really be in a low-fat state, which means you're eating a lot of what? Sugar and carbs, which means the fuel for the cysts are going to rapidly grade. It's like pouring gasoline on a small bonfire in your backyard. I have actually never done that per se, but I can only imagine. And it's when you live on sugar and carbs, these cysts, they are going to start feeding on the glucose, the blood sugar spikes, because that's what sugar and that's what a lot of carbs does to your body. It makes your blood sugar go very high, and the cysts, they love to soak up that glucose. So, being in a low-carb state, a very healthy ketogenic or carnivore diet, you essentially cut off their fuel source, and you have to increase your fat. I've talked to people that have very much said, well, can I just lower the carbs and, have a moderate amount of protein? You're going to feel lethargic. You're going to feel tired because on a ketogenic lifestyle, 70% of your calories, and it could be more for some people, it could be a little less for some people. For me, it's always been over 70% of my calories doing a ketogenic diet has been fat, comes from fat. Now when I did a 0 total carb carnivore diet, that was very much different because you're eliminating pretty much carbs entirely. Now, when you do not raise up the fat, which there are people that just don't do that, you're going to notice that you're going to be in a lot of pain because you're not going to have potentially maybe 1,000 calories could very well be missing. You're going to be in a lot of pain, and you're going to experience a lot of issues, especially if you're not looking to lose weight. If you're just looking to maintain body weight, you're going to be running into a lot of different issues. So you have to increase the fat. But this week's lesson is all about what type of fat is good, healthy, and what type of fat is not. For a visualization, anything that has not been around for thousands of years is not healthy. And that may irritate a lot of people, but when you actually do your research, you're going to find out that butter has been around since 9,000 BC. Very long time. Okay, beef tallow, very long time. Fat that comes on a piece of steak, pork, lamb, turkey, chicken really doesn't have any, king fatty salmon, right? Saturated fat that has been around for thousands upon since the beginning of time, essentially, okay? Butter, ghee, and then you go into, obviously, the very low inflammatory kinds of oils. You got avocado oil. If you are going to be using olive oil, you got to be careful. You got to be buying these oils in glass jars. They are a little more costly. And the reason why is because these companies like to heat up their oils, and microplastics are a thing. If these oils sit on the shelves for a very long time, you could experience some oxidization from the plastic. So please always buy organic oils, especially in glass jars, for avocado oils, especially for extra virgin organic olive oil. You got to remember that one. But when you start really diving in, what has not been around since the beginning of time, margarine, which, by the way, for anyone that doesn't know what margarine is, it's just heated seed oils to form a stick of butter. It's pretty disgusting, okay? Butter is all natural. It's been around for thousands upon thousands of years. I consume it every single day. Margarine is man-made, and as well as fried food. This is going to be a hard one for a lot of people, including myself, when I had to part ways with very greasy food, fast food. When you go to a fast food restaurant, they are heating everything in these seed oils. Ask yourself this question. Has water, cheers, been around since the beginning of time? Hold on. Allergy season a little bit. Need some throat lubrication. Has water been around? Obviously, yeah. Butter's been around. We've been making butter for thousands of years. Obviously, we've been taking a piece of beef from a cattle for thousands of years, since the beginning of time. Have we been frying food at very high temperatures in fast food restaurants since the beginning of time? We have not. That's the truth. Have we been frying vegetable oils, seed oils, since the beginning of time? We have not. Have we been selling seed oils in plastic containers since the beginning of time? We have not. It really comes down to a go ahead and zoom out mentality, and that is what you have to do for, like, treating a chronic disease with a dietary intervention. You have to zoom out and say, hey, I really need to be putting in my body, to be putting in food in my body that's been around since the beginning of time. Can you still potentially go to a fast food restaurant, maybe for a cheat day? That's really based on your blood work, based on your progression, based on your goals. After everything I've learned, I would rather just make my homemade, very much, egg McMuffin. And yes, you can actually do a homemade egg McMuffin, and it is utterly out of this world. So you can always have that option to make stuff homemade, but you got to remember, why does food at fast food restaurants taste so amazing? They're so addicting. Because they're filled with stuff that hasn't been around since the beginning of time. So the biggest takeaway from week number 4 of this program is all about FATS, learning about what works, what doesn't. Do not fear Mother Nature. Do not fear the butter. Butter over margarine. You gotta research, and you gotta understand that butter is very natural, very healthy for you. The minerals in there is utterly amazing compared to very much heated vegetable oils to form a butter clone, if you really want to come down to it. But to really wrap up this short little video here, when I first embarked on this journey, I zoomed out of everything, and I completely had an open mind. And I've been doing this now for almost 2 years. Hard to believe. And it just made a lot of sense. You got to do the opposite of what so many people are doing. And so many people are living on fast food. And they're having really bad health conditions, which is very sad. So you got to keep those people in your prayers. Stick with your goals. Stay consistent. And never give up at the same time. Don't let one bad blood work. I've had bad blood work before. I've had really good blood work. I've had really bad blood work. Don't let one bad blood work freak you out, and just continue pushing forward. Hopefully everyone enjoyed today's episode. Like I said, if you want more information about the Ren-Nu program, link is down below in the description. Also, top pinned comment. Take it easy, everyone.